Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. The Cosine Law, Chapter 8.2. So the only other scenario is this. So far, all the triangles we looked at, we've had a solution for. If it's a right angle, we can find any angle, any side, using SOHCAHTOA. Then I removed the right angle and said, okay, now, in order to find missing sides or lengths, we can just look for pairs and use the sine law. Now, the last problem is, what if you don't have the pairs? What if you can't find the pairs? So for example, if I tried the sine law in this question, well, what happens? I can link these two together because I know I need to find b. Can I link these two? No. Can I even find this angle? I cannot, because I don't have this angle, which means I can't link these two. And that is where the cosine law comes in. Okay? And this is a formula you will have to memorize. I guess not anymore. Not for this year anyway. But the cosine law is a very typical a law we do use for the missing side of a triangle. Now, if you'll notice, c squared equals a squared plus b squared, there's that looks familiar, doesn't it? But that only works for a right angled triangle. Okay? But adding this part at the end is what makes it the cosine law. So let's put it into use. And all this is just plugging the numbers in. Okay? So c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos theta. But what is what? Well, the only thing that really matters in this equation is this. C and theta. Meaning that must be opposite of each other. So for example, I am trying to find, because the letters might get confusing, right? Because for example, if I look at this b, does this represent this b? No. The only thing that matters is that these two, excuse me, must correspond. What do I mean by that? Or must be opposite. So here's where I only have one pair. Okay? So obviously with the sine law, if I have two pairs, I can use the sine law. But here I only have one. So this is the pair I'm going to be focused on. And these are what's important in terms of plugging it into the blue. Okay? So which means here this would be cos of 72 degrees. And this side would be its b. And that's the only thing that really matters in terms of correspondence. Because the rest is just the other sides. So a and b just represents the other sides. So 10 and 12. Okay? So this will equal to 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 10 times 12, and then cos of 72. Okay? In fact, I should probably even make this part blue. Cos of 72. And then just plug it in. So then b squared is equal to, I can plug all this in into one shot depending on your calculator. But if your calculator can't do bedmass, then follow bedmass, which means solve this part first. Okay, and then add, subtract. So I'm going to type all this into the calculator. So 10 squared plus 12 squared, squared, minus 2 times 10 times 12 cos of 72. That's 169.83. B squared equals 169.83. Okay? Now 10, 12, doesn't matter which is A, which is B. No, because 12 squared plus 10 squared would be the same thing. Same thing here. 10 times 12, 12 times 10 means the same thing. So B then just equals to whatever the square root of this is, and that would be the length of B. And that's it. So square root of 169.83. So B equals to 13.032. Done. Okay? So let's try this one more time. Over here, our job is to find the C, and which means I have the one pair, and that's the only thing that matters. So I'm going to have c squared on this side, and it should be cos of 39 at the end. Let's fill in the rest of the equation. So c squared, you know what, let's change the color then. Okay, so c corresponds, no, sorry. But I want this to be as clear as possible. So these two must be opposite. So C, and this is cos of 39. Okay. And so let's copy down the rest. C squared equals to the other two sides, 20 and 17. I don't care which one's first. It doesn't matter. 20 squared plus 17 squared minus 2 times 20 times 17 times cos of 39. Okay? So then C squared is equal to, type all that in, (20 squared plus 17 squared minus 2 20 17 cos of 39. So it'll give me 160.54. So it'll give me 160.54. All I need to do is find the square root of that now. So square root. So C just equals 2. Square root of 160.54 equals 12.67. And that's it. Okay. Now you might run into a question where, let's see if we run into that scenario here at all. Let me try to find an example. Okay, we don't run into an example in here, so you don't have to worry about it just yet. Okay. Awesome. Alrighty. Okay, any questions? Post in math questions, and I'll see you next lesson.